Next up, Russ and I are going to play everyone's favorite game, Name That Cage.
And if you enjoy Nicolas Cage trivia as much as we do, subscribe to our page, leave us a comment, let us know if you could determine what any of these movies are, and keep supporting physical media.
For everybody that's been with us for a while, you might remember a little segment that we did called Name That Willis. And we made a joke about how not only are his movies kind of, the same thing over and over, but so are his movie posters. They all look the same. He was copy-pasted, and we kind of made a joke about that.
I'll tell you one thing, you got balls.
But we did not know that there was elderly abuse going on and he was being taken advantage of. We thought he was of sound mind and just making bad career decisions. So we apologized to Bruce.
I like that.
But in the spirit of that, Russ, and in the spirit of Renfield coming out with Nicolas Cage as Dracula, which I feel like is the role he was born to play for some weird reason, I thought that we could revive Name That Willis, but put a new spin on it in a segment called Name That Cage. I'm going to show you a poster with the title blanked out, and you've got to tell me what you think the name of it is, and I'll give you multiple choice. And then there's going to be a bonus question at the end where you have to guess out of those 12, which one of them has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Sounds exciting. Thanks, man.
We're going to try to start off with at least a little bit of an easier one. Here's Nicolas Cage looking dead ahead, right into our eyes, and he looks weathered, he looks tired, there's fires behind him, and of course Nicolas Cage here, looking like an old leather boot.
What'd you just say?
Would you think that this movie is called Kill Chain,
I want it to be called Leather Boot.
A Score to Settle, or Seeking Justice?
And those are actual titles of Nicolas
These
Cage
are all
films.
Nicolas Cage movies. Is this Kill Chain, A Score to Settle, or Seeking Justice?
Seeking Justice.
And the answer is A Score to Settle.
I knew it was one of those two. Like you said, he is seething with rage. He is still just a rat in the Nicolas Cage on that poster, man.
He's a leather boot with a score to settle.
You're right!
Next up, it's Nicolas Cage and Larry Fishburne.
I was about to say, dude, nah, you are Larry in this movie.
Here's Nic Cage looking a little bloated. He's got his aviators on, and there's kind of like a helicopter photoshopped in the top here. The subtitle is 2 runners, 1 mission, 0 chance. Do you think that this is called Dog Eat Dog, Arsenal, or Running the Devil?
Here's where the game's going to get interesting. I've seen Dog Eat Dog.
You know that?
I got to go with Running the Devil. It says 2 runners, 1 mission, and there's 0 chance I'll ever watch this shit.
And you would be correct. All right, 1 for 1. Russ, you're doing great so far.
Ooh, I told you, I'm a
You missed
king.
one, but you got one. I don't know you ever got any Bruce Willis.
It's not as easy as it sounds.
Number 3, we've got Academy Award winner Nicolas Cage. The subtitle here is Beyond Good and Evil is Justice. Look at Nicolas Cage here. His hair's like being blown back. He's like walking out of an explosion, I think. Is this called Vengeance, a love story? Is it called Army of One, a love story? Or is it called Stolen?
Vengeance.
The answer is Vengeance.
How'd you know that?
All right, Russ, number 4 is one that you already know.
For the creator of Taxi
I
Driver
know.
and Raging Bull. See, dude?
Yep, they really want you to know that Paul Schrader's involvement here is paramount to Nicolas Cage and Willem Dafoe's performance. From the creator of Taxi Driver and Raging Bull, the best thing Schrader has done in decades, says this poster. 4 stars says someone I can't read, and 5 stars says someone else.
No, it is not the best thing Schrader has done.
Dog Eat Dog is your guess because you've seen it, so I'll have to reveal that Dog Eat Dog is in fact correct. Now, Russ, do any dogs eat any dogs in this movie?
I'm not going to give out any spoilers, Matt.
You're gonna tell me the integrity of the game means too much to you? Fine, I respect that.
Next up, Russ, is one I hope you don't know. The mullet, the green eyes, is kind of like hearkening back to his Con Air days. So, Russ, this says his new life is haunted by old ghosts. Nicolas Cage's chin is being crisped up here by this fire. Would you guess that this is called Between Worlds, The Frozen Ground, or Left Behind? Look at those green eyes.
I'm going to say Left Behind.
And the answer is Between Worlds. Between Worlds. He's between this world and the afterlife, I think. So is his career, I think, at this point.
What'd you just say?
Here's another one. Now, this time we've got, of course, Academy Award winner Nicolas Cage. We've got John Cusack, and we've got the incomparable Vanessa Hudgens. Now, this is based on a true story, believe it or not, where Nicolas Cage is on the hunt for Alaska's most prolific serial killer. Is this movie called Kill Chain? Is it called Pay the Ghost? Or is it called The Frozen Ground?
The Frozen Ground. It has to be The Frozen Ground.
What do you think is going through Nicolas Cage's head right here? Because it looks like John Cusack is staring at him like, how have we ended up here?
Cage knows why he's there. Cage is doing high art.
It's an art. It's a craft.
He thought this was going to be great work.
And it probably is, Matt. What are we...
The Frozen Ground!
Of course. It's generic.
The ground is
They're
frozen.
on ice. Yes, you're in Alaska.
It's a little obvious, don't you think?
All right, Russ. Well, here we go. Let's see if you got this next one. Here, Nicolas Cage with he's like a captain of a plane. He's staring off into the distance while something's on fire behind him.
And if you believe in prayer, now would be the time.
You got Nicolas Cage, Chad Michael Murray, a frequent Bruce Willis collab.
Just about to say he's cheating on Bruce. I don't like that.
Cassie Thompson, Nikki Whelan, and Jordan Sparks, based on the New York Times bestseller, The End Begins. Is this movie called Left Behind, The Runner, or Inconceivable? Again, I feel like Nicolas Cage is thinking like, this shit is inconceivable.
I think it would be good if if we both could be a little more supportive.
What are we thinking, Russ? Name that
Listen,
Cage.
all right. The fact that Chad Michael Murray broke up with Bruce Willis, that is inconceivable to me. So I'm going to say inconceivable.
And the correct answer is Left Behind. Nicolas Cage has been left behind. It looks like everyone left planet Earth and left Nicolas Cage behind.
Hooray for the sounds of fucking silence.
But here's Nicolas Cage again with his back to us, and he's kind of got like a wall of weapons, some knives, some brass knuckles. The past never stays dead.
Yeah, this looks like John Wick, Nicolas Cage.
Look at him looking at us over his shoulder like, who are you looking at?
I don't have time for this shit.
Would you guess that this movie is called 211, Arsenal, or Rage? Russ, name that Cage.
Okay. Since this is going for that John Wick aesthetic and the whole thing is to see your beloved actor kick everyone's ass with no problem,
What is it? What's wrong, sister?
I'm going to say Rage.
Rage? Well, Russ, you'll be happy to know that you are right. Yes. It is Rage. He looks like he's about to go into a rage.
Yes. Ball and mitt. Game match set. Checkmate.
Here we are, Nicolas Cage.
Oh, he's got a family in this one.
Especially that kid. Like, he's got like 1,000-yard stare. Like, even I got cast in this shit.
Honestly, they don't look like a family at all.
Do you think, Russ, that this movie is called Seeking Justice, The Humanity Bureau, or Stolen?
I'm going to go Seeking Justice solely based on we're seeing a family. So I'm assuming something happens to this family because this is clearly an action film. So I'm going to go with, and I already forgot the generic title I'm going to choose.
You don't have a lucky crackpot?
It is Seeking Justice.
And Russ, you would be wrong. It's the Humanity Bureau. And they even give these two idiots credit, Sarah Lynn and Hugh Dillon.
Oh, don't talk about Hugh Dillon like that. That kid's like 6.
You are so fucking pathetic.
We're in our finale here, the last one. Are you ready to name the final Cage?
He's saving the best for last out of respect for your skills. It's an enormous honor.
Here we are. We've got Nicolas
Kelsey
Cage
Grammer.
and we've got Kelsey Grammer in the finale here of Name That Cage. I want to zoom in on Cage's face a little bit here.
This is demonic Cage.
Yeah, we got demonic Cage. He is looking pissed off. Kelsey Grammer, the bottom here, someone running, someone's about to get shot. His hair is long and scraggly. Do you think, Russ, that this movie is called Grand Isle, Kill Chain, or Pay the Ghost?
Before I give my answer, if they would have listed Kelsey Grammer as Frasier on that, it just said Nicolas Cage. Frasier. I would watch this immediately.
You know what else I can tell?
What's that?
I can tell you want to fuck my wife.
Pay the Ghost.
Well, the correct answer is Grand Isle, and Russ, you did not name that Cage once again.
Shame on you!
Who can? There is nobody on Earth who is close to the intelligence, magnitude, charisma, genius, whatever, like the whole essence that is Cage, there is no winning.
It's just like the Bruce Willis one. You can't name what these titles are going to be. I mean, for Christ's sake, Rage, Arsenal, Kill Chain, Stolen, Seeking Justice, Left Behind, Primal, Vengeance, Inconceivable, Dog Eat Dog. It's like
Nicolas Cage can't name these movies.
he can't.
I'm really trying to do my best.
Out of all these, Russ, if you can tell me which one got a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, you will win the prize. We'll forget all the ones you got wrong. This is for your redemption. Which one of these got 0%?
It's got to be Grand Isle. I don't think nobody is going to champion Kelsey Grammer.
Hell, we could talk this out over a beer.
You know what? I lost the game anyway, Matt.
Go for broke.
I'm going to go for broke, and I'm going to say all of them that don't involve Paul Schrader.
They've all got a 0. Only one is a 0, Russ. And the one that has a 0, you'll be surprised to know, is Left Behind. For some reason, this movie, Left Behind, based on a New York Times bestseller where the end begins and Nicolas Cage looks like he's confused and doesn't know how he got here, this got a 0. Now, I don't follow Rotten Tomatoes really for a lot of stuff, but just the fact that it has a 0 just makes me laugh. Like, could it be that bad?
Yes.
Absolutely not.
That kind of makes me want to watch
Now
it.
you want to see it?
Because whenever I hear something like that, what my mind, honestly, jokes aside, what my mind goes to is like, wow, most things that get good reviews I think are shit.
Yeah.
So what is so unanimously hated about this one? Like, how bad could it be?
I'll take my chances.
Well, Russ, thank you for playing Name That Cage. Thank you, everybody at home, for playing Name That Cage. Let us know below, how many did you get right as you played along? Did you get all of them? Did you get one? Are you a big Nicolas Cage fan and you've seen even this sub-layer of his filmography? There's like many layers, and we're at the bottom.
Yeah, did you see Dog Eat Dog?
Did you see Left Behind? Would you give it a 0%? I think it's inconceivable that this got a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, you're the one who's going to be left behind when you don't watch it.
That's high praise.